Today we're talking SEO, search engine optimization. Businesses large and small depend heavily on SEO. And when we talk about SEO, we're talking, of course, about search engine optimization, chapter 12 from our series on the book Traction. And to start, I want to read just a quick definition from the man himself, Rand Fishkin, who is the founder of the company Moz, M-O-Z. If you're not familiar with Moz and you're interested in search engine optimization, check out this website. It's got some really great content. Specifically, I guess, literally the book on SEO, Rand and his team wrote, and they're constantly updating it. So check that out to go really deep into some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. But he's quoted as saying, at its base, SEO is starting with content strategy and finding a way to attract relevant visitors through search engines. You have to intelligently design this kind of content and make sure search engines can find and rank that content. Now, I think the key here is intelligently design a strategy. There was a time, and let's kind of go back in time here quickly, when search engines like AltaVista, Lycos, now if you recognize those search engines, you are officially from the old guard of the internet. These search engines, unlike Google, would rank pages in a really archaic and frankly a simple way, but it was the best, it was the best algorithm, if you even want to call it that they could come up with at the time. And what that looked like was quantity equals ranking. So if you were trying to search for, blue running shoe, you could put a page together with 10 pictures of blue running shoes, a paragraph of text that contained the term blue running shoes 50 times. The paragraph didn't have to make much sense at all. It just had to contain those keywords. And guess what? Congratulations, you would rank. Along came a small search engine, you might know it today as Google, and these guys really revolutionized the way that search worked. They took a page out of academia, and they said, hey, let's think about this a different way. When we are reading periodicals and studying, doing research in college, which for those in college now, yes, there used to be these things you would have to go and look up periodical like 1997 and you'll see what we mean. But in those periodicals, they would often cite research. And so the more times a research paper was cited, the more credibility this researcher and this study would have. Google took that same philosophy and applied it directly to internet searches. So if you're searching for something like blue running shoes, well, guess what? One of the Olympic coaches who runs with your shoes or runs with these specific blue running shoes writes a blog and linked to your site. A couple experts in cardio and trail running also wrote an article on their website where they sell nutrition gear, and they link to your shoe as one of the top products. So that's known today as like the inbound links that you have pointing to your site, and created what Google called page authority. I'm actually not 100% sure that Google invented the term page authority, but they've certainly put their brand on it today. So that's, again, just a brief history lesson of where we're at today. And let's talk about the 3 ways. And according to Google, there's over 200 ranking factors, and they make it really ambiguous and vague as to what exactly those ranking factors are. But many have tried to decouple them, and you can find a ton of info on the internet about all 200. We're really encouraging folks when we work with them specifically on ranking organically, if they're just getting started or if they have a website, but organic traffic seems to be plateauing or even slanting down into the right, which is something that you don't want to see. There are 3 things that you can do to just quickly audit yourself and your website to make sure, are we doing these 3 things and these 3 things first? Because when you think about, we talk about 90-10 a lot, like 90% of your results come from 10% of your effort. This 10% of your effort will impact 90% of your organic search. So number 1, let's talk about quality content. Of course, content is king. That rings true today more than ever. That has not gone out of style. That is not a fad that will go away. And frankly, it's because it's difficult to do. It's a high bar. It's not okay, everybody out there, the secret to ranking is to just make sure you put those keywords in your site and that you want to rank for, and you'll be good to go. I wish we could say that. Actually, I don't wish we could say that. That would be a terrible world to live in for marketers and for searchers. They would get terrible search results. At the end of the day, Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, which I think now we've encompassed 99% of market share for search, they care about delivering a relevant search result to your query. So as a business, you have to answer the question or ask yourself this question: is your content matching a user's intent? So if people are searching for durable running shoes, you want to have a piece of content that really dives deep into durability. Perhaps it compares some other running shoes on the market. Perhaps there's testimonials, maybe some video and some images of, here's where the weak spots are on the shoe. You want to be able to rank for that keyword, and quality content is the thing that will get you there, matching a user's intent. So that's one. Number two, we touched on with the academia example, inbound links. Are people linking to your content? If not, and that can be tough because you can have the best content in the world, but if a tree falls in the woods, does anybody hear it? If you write the most amazing article on planet Earth and nobody reads it, was that worth your time? So how can you get people to link to your content? Not all inbound links are created equal. If your cousin who has a design site that they made in, Intro to Photoshop 101, that link to your site is going to be worth less. It's going to be sort of less authority than, of course, if a Trello or if Asana links to your site as, hey, check out this cool site doing some neat things in digital marketing space, or if Nike links to your site and says this is a cool running brand. I don't know why they would do that, because you're probably a competitor, but maybe a trail race is linking to your brand. So getting those inbound links is really important, as it has been when Google first started, as it is today. And finally, mobile friendly. So you can do this pretty easily by just expanding and contracting your website to figure out, is my website friendly or user friendly on a mobile phone? And basically, is it responsive? Google for a long time sort of said, hey, we're going to be mobile indexing first, and we're going to really care about what does your site look like on a mobile device, because as we all know, that's just a growing, it's dominating in terms of page traffic for many websites. And so if your page is not mobile friendly, Google is going to have a really hard time ranking you, because they want to deliver, again, the clean experience to the end user. So look at all of your pages, and you can use Search Console to audit this. They'll let you know, they'll flag a site or a specific page on your website if, hey, this button is off on mobile. So just be aware of that, monitor it on Search Console if you use that. If not, you can just easily sort of audit it yourself. Look at your website on a mobile device. Does it look really clean? And if it does, great. If it doesn't, see if you can fix it and clean it up. 3 ways, again, just to review: quality content, inbound links, and is your site mobile friendly? That's a quick wrap for SEO. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe as we continue to update our our Traction Channel guide, and also just tips and tricks on digital marketing that you can execute yourself. So, and we have a podcast. You should check it out, Cutting Through the Noise. It's on Apple. We can maybe link to that below. So that's a video, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.